Hi, welcome to our second part of our video review. This is Mike at tabletbuy.com and this is the Asus EEE Pad Slider. And in this part we're going to talk about the performances of this one and hardware and the application you're going to find on this particular tablet. In the first part we already talked about the exterior and the keyboard, so go ahead and check this part, that part as well. Okay, I've connected the mouse for this part of our review and it's connected via USB. And first of all, I should tell you that this particular tablet runs on Tegra 2, so it's the same platform as the one we found on the Asus EEE Pad Transformer, and also found on a bunch of other tablets on the market right now, the Iconia Tab, the Motorola Xoom, and Samsung, and it's quite powerful. And this one comes with 1 GB of RAM, like I said, and in terms of storage there are 32 GB of memory. In terms of wireless and in terms of connectivity, you get wireless N and you get Bluetooth. There isn't, however, an option for a 3G modem right now, but a 3G version of this tablet will be available in the near future. The tablet runs Android, and like you can see here, there is Android 3.1 installed. So this one comes with a little bit of optimizations and also all those software interface changes, and should be able to run quite fast on this particular device. And I'm going to have a quick look at it right now. Okay, so first of all, this is how easy you can swap between screen. You have 5 different screens and you can easily customize them. You just have to press and hold, and you can add here shortcuts to all kind of applications, and you can add widgets from the ones available. Whenever you're going to install a different application, widgets will be added here. And for instance, you have an inbox widget and other types of widget. For instance, let's add market. We've added market over there, and I believe this is YouTube. So these are the applications here. You can easily switch between this. These are carousel application. This is actually the YouTube application, and you can launch a particular clip from here. Just press and it will go straight to YouTube. Let's go back. And this is the bookmark application. You can see that it's a little bit bigger, because if you're going to press on a particular widget and hold, some of them can be resized. So right now it's smaller, and we can actually resize it to be actually bigger. And with the email widget, let's add the email widget. You can adjust it on 2 dimensions. Okay, so you can see here, you can adjust it like this and make it as big as you want, and it's going to display your emails here. If you're going to get them, they'll be displayed here, your latest emails. So this is quite something quite nice. I believe right now it's set up to, it hasn't yet synced to get the emails. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this. It's quite simple, just press on it and go ahead and go to remove. Yeah, that's quite easy. Besides this, Asus made a couple of customizations on this particular tablet. You can see here a couple of widgets. This widget, the weather widget, and the date and location and email widget. They're made by Asus only for this particular tablet, and you're going to find them. You're going to find these widgets only on this one. This one, for instance, takes you directly to your emails. It's going to show you if you have new emails. I'm going to say here, number of emails will take you directly to your inbox. This one only shows you the date, and this one, temperature, takes you to settings, and this is location. Let me go ahead right now and show you a couple of the standard applications you get on Android. First of all, this is something quite interesting. You can search for applications here. There is this quick search part. You can also use, for instance, we're searching for, I don't know, let's see, Polaris, and it will get you to this particular application. It will show you that you have Polaris Office on your computer. Just press it and it will load it like this. Quite simple. And you can also use voice commands for these kinds of searches. So it's actually quite nice. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at the menus. These are all the applications already installed. You have them listed here, and if you're going to go to settings, can access settings here. This is the notification bar, and in here you're going to find a bunch of different things. For instance, right now it says information about the date and the battery life and wireless connectivity, and press like this, you can easily turn auto rotate screen on and turn the notifications. If you're going to receive a mail or a Twitter message, or I don't know, if you have, for instance, if you're running music, all these icons will be added here in the notification bar, and you will be able to easily control those. So it's quite nice. And you can go to settings here, and you can here set all this bunch of stuff, and it will show you all your applications, manage them. Pretty much standard. I believe you're going to find details about it in other clips that speak about Android. Let me show you some of the standard apps. Like I said, I will. And first of all, let me show you the Gmail account. Okay, so this is the Gmail account. This is how it looks. You can see that it's quite nice. If you have directories, it will be listed here as well, and you can easily open an email, and it will go like this, and you have scroll the content of this email here, and you have a bunch of options around here. You can mark it as unread, which is something you can do on, for instance, on the Asus on the iPad. So it's quite interesting, quite a good thing here that you can do it on Android. Have all these options. You can mark it as spam, stuff like this. And of course you can reply to it. Have here reply to all. You have forward. So it's a fairly intuitive way of using an email. So nice email application. You can write here a reply message. You can use the keyboard for this. You can see it's quite simple to use. And then you just have to press send here on top, and it will go. So that was the email application. So right now, because you haven't pressed send, it was saved as a draft. Besides the email application, I should show you Maps. It gets you access to Google Maps, and it's quite a nice option of Google Maps. You have location, and right here in Bucharest, and you got all these options here. You got a bunch of different types of layers. You have directions, and it's quite useful, this particular app. However, the only thing I don't like about it is you require a network connection in order to access it. While it would have been nice if you could download maps. I know that there are some versions of maps that allow you to download, but I'm not sure if it's working here on this particular Android 3.1. It will allow you to download parts of maps, so you can access them later offline if you don't have a 3G connection, or I don't know, internet connection. Okay, so that was maps. Let's go ahead and show you the market. The market is actually one of the biggest problems for this particular types of devices. What I don't really like is the fact that you don't really have all that many applications specially designed for big screen devices, and there's also no way to know for sure which applications are made for small screen devices, for phones, and which are for tablet. For instance, let's say we're looking for Twitter, and we're going to list us. It says there are 1600 results for Twitter. Okay, but I'm pretty sure I've tried them. All these applications in here, they're not really made for big screen devices like this one, and there's no way to actually know this before you install it. So you're going to install this, and then you're going to find out that it's actually not made for Android Honeycomb, and it's going to look quite bad on Android Honeycomb, and this is something that could be a little bit frustrating when using such types of tablets. But overall, there are applications here, so it should be, I don't know, it should be a priority for Google to make the market a little bit more friendly. At least that's what I think, and easier for buyers to be able to see exactly what kind of application they should get, and it would work nicer on their tablets. Still, when compared to the iPad, the Android market has very few applications specially made for big 10-inch displays. So if you want to if you want more applications and especially design games and stuff like this, iPad is still a better solution right now. Okay, that was all with the market. Should also show you here YouTube. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. So there is this YouTube application. That's how it looks. Pretty standard, you probably know it. Let's go ahead and search for something, for instance 1080p HD clip, and we're going to run it. I don't like that in order to go full screen you can't just pinch to zoom like on the iPad, you have to press the small icon, but that's the way things are. Okay, so bottom point is this tablet is able to play such kind of content flawlessly. All kind of HD content from YouTube will work great, and I believe other types of content will work okay as well. We're going to try Vimeo and some others in just a couple of moments. We're going to test the browser. Okay, so in order to exit full screen, once again have to press this, have here the comments and the related videos, and as you saw, seeking works quite nice. So that was the YouTube application. Okay, now let's go ahead and open the browser, which is a core thing for a tablet, and let's go ahead and open our blog, which it's tabletbyte.com, in case you didn't know that. Oh, actually not tablet. It would have been nice to have tablet.com, but we don't. Okay, tabletbyte.com. Let's wait for it to load. It's a blog about tablets, of course. You can see you can easily scroll. You have also this bar here that allows you to scroll, and you can use the mouse as well. Right now we're scrolling with the wheel on our mouse. Supports pinch to zoom. Actually, two finger zooming, that is. Pinch to zoom. So it's actually quite nice. Let's go ahead and open this particular post, and we're going to show you that this one can play in content flash. So right now we have here a flash clip.
Hi guys, this is Mike at tabletbyte.com.
Let's turn the sound off. The interface is not really optimized, this one, for playing content on the browser. So it's a little bit difficult to select this, but right now we're playing the 720p content, and this one should be playable as well. Takes a little bit of time to load actually, but you can play 720p flash content as well if you really want to on this particular devices. Okay, let's go back. We've used the keyboard for this. Now let's go ahead and try a couple of sites here. For instance, let's go on Vimeo and see how it's going to load content from there. And also let's go on Hulu. I'm sure a bunch of you would like to follow Hulu on this one or other streaming software like Netflix. I don't have a Netflix account because Netflix is not working in my country. Actually, Hulu is not working as well, but there are some clips that can work. Okay, close. No thanks. So there are, from what I know, there are a couple of clips I could try. Okay, we're now on Vimeo, and where's the search on Vimeo? Not really the most intuitive mobile solution here. Anyway, let's just choose any of these. This one. Let's see how it will play. I don't want to use any of these. I just want to play it in here. Seems like it's not. Have to use one of my software installed on the computer to be able to play this clip from Vimeo. The good part is that it will play it. However, quality is not that good, so probably I haven't chose the best Vimeo clip here. Anyway, movie, browse movies. Let's see what happens here. it should let me play some things, or perhaps it doesn't. But I'm pretty sure it will work quite okay on this tablet. I've tried it before on other tablets. Seems like I can't play. There were some trial versions, some trial clips here that I could have played in my country. Seems that I can't anymore. Okay, so that was it. Let's go ahead and try another clip on Vimeo. Back. Maybe this one. I don't know. Seems like it's better. Now I've chosen the standard video player. Okay, so it's running fairly okay, the Vimeo clips. However, it's not running them on Flash. It runs them with a native application. Okay, so I believe these are all the things I wanted to show you for the browser. One more thing, as you probably know, the browser supports tab navigation, you saw it here, and supports Flash. Let me go to Honda. Unfortunately, I don't know any other sites that are using Flash, except for this one, for Honda. And this one has here an animation, a Flash animation, and you can see that I can run Flash on this browser. So this is what you get here. Okay, and besides this, there's one nice option. You can save a page. For instance, you find an article. Let's say you find this article from our blog and you want to save it to read it later. You can press save page, and now the page is saved, and it will show you there that here the download is complete. And later on you can go on your hard drive and you can upload the content, you can read the content. It has saved the page and it looks exactly like on the site, but you have it offline. Should also show you right now a couple of movie playing solutions. We have here mobile player. This is what I've used, but let's go ahead. You can open file manager and let's go navigate to movies. I've added a bunch of different types of files. However, you probably know that Tegra 2 doesn't support H.264 decoding, hardware decoding, so all these types of 1080p content won't be actually playable, at least not with the default player offered by Android. This is why I've installed a couple of other software, and my favorites are Rock Player and Mobile Player. And let me go ahead and try and open some of this. For instance, it says that this file can't be played by the system player, and it gave an error and went back to the home page. So we're just going to open mobile player, and we have here the content. And let's go ahead and start with a couple of 720p's. There won't be any it won't be any problem with standard definition content, but 720p and especially 1080p files won't really work that well on this one. So first of all, this is a WMV file. Takes a bit to load, but once it loads, it plays nicely. Scrolling is okay. So that was a 720p WMV file. This is a 720p MP4 file. Those are all hardware decoded, so they work quite okay. There might be a little bit of lag sometimes, but it's quite okay. What I don't like about this application, I don't know how to make it full screen. It keeps these icons here on the back, and I don't here on the bottom. Don't really like this. Okay, so that was the 720p MP4. Now let's try the 720p MOV. They said it won't play it with the hardware decoding, so we have to choose software decoding from this application. So the software tries to do the job of the hardware, and this usually leads to poorer performances. So while this clip is still playable, it's not 100% flawless. And let's also try some 1080p clips. Also, we have the 720p MKV. It's the same story. You have to use it. You have to use the software decoding, and it's playable, but it's not flawlessly playable. There are some skip frames here, and sometimes the sound ain't working okay. Now let's go for the 1080p. This is the MOV. sorry, not this one. This is the 1080p MOV, and you can see that the sound is working okay, but image is laggy and choppy, so there's no way you can actually watch 1080p flawlessly on this one, this kind of 1080p. You also have the 1080p WMV, which is quite playable. But once again, it's a little bit choppy, and you can see that the sound is choppy as well. So it will work, but since it doesn't use hardware decoding, it won't work properly. And finally the 1080p MKV, software decoding again, and it's pretty much the same story here. You can see that sound is working okay, but the image is extremely laggy. And unfortunately, I'm not sure, this is pretty much all. I want to show you the clips. I'm not sure you can actually fix this. Probably there could be other applications that would work better. So if you guys know any apps that work better than the mobile player, please go ahead, tell me in the comments, and I'm going to try them. The problem is though with the hardware, the Tegra 2, thing that it doesn't support hardware decoding for high quality content, movie content, and there's not really much we can do here. Theoretically, by fall, when there will be devices with Tegra 3 on board, those won't be an issue anymore. But if you want to buy an Android tablet right now, you have to know that you're going to have such types of problems, especially with 1080p content. Standard definition content will work okay, and you saw that some 720p will work okay as well. Okay, also wanted to show you a couple of other application Asus bundles on this device, and what we have here are my library, first of all, and this one gives you access. It's an ebook reading application, and gives you access to a bunch of different books and magazines. Okay, so you can read here, and you can select text, and you have a dictionary, all kind of stuff, and you can go back. Have some subscriptions to magazine. Not sure if they're going to work. Nah, they're not working, but you can add subscription here to your bookshelf, and you can go to the bookstore and buy content. It's the Vive bookstore. You can buy all. It's not working. I'm not really sure why it's not working, but it should work. And you can buy their books, and you can also buy music, and there's a radio and all kind of information, all kind of content like this. So it's pretty nice. There are also a couple of other pieces of content from the My suite. There should be, I'm not sure why they're not displaying here, but there should be My Content and My Cloud and MyNet. This is MyNet. It's used for DLNA to share content via your network, and My Cloud, which offers you access to a bunch of different applications, which are this My Content that acts like Dropbox. It's some kind of way to back up your content online, and it's free for the first year, and you get like 2 GB of storage available. And My Desktop, which allows you to remotely control your PC or Mac. You can connect to those. And there's also Vive, which, like I said, is the cloud service option that gives you access to all kind of music content and video and some internet radios. And one more last thing I wanted to show you is Polaris Office. This is as well bundled on this one, and it works with all kind of files. You can edit documents, spreadsheets, and presentations, and it's quite useful. You have a bunch of different options. You can, of course, input text. You can add graphics. You can add shapes, and you can adjust font size and stuff like this. So you have a couple of basic editing methods, and you can easily save these files, and later you can it saves them as docs, I believe, and you can access them on your computer or on your Mac, or even you can upload them on your Google Docs account, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so it's pretty interesting software. software application here, Office application. Of course, you don't have all the options you have on Microsoft Office for PC or for Mac, but for basic editing it will be quite okay. And like I said, you can also edit Excel files and presentation files from PowerPoint. And of course, since this is a Tegra tablet, it comes with pretty powerful graphics, and what better way to actually show you this graphic capabilities than to play a couple of games. And we'll try these games. We have a bunch of games here installed, and we'll try them in a following clip. Okay, that was it for this particular clip. Please see the next clip that's going to be available, and we're going to play some games. And a last part of our video review, where we're going to talk about prices, performances, and some conclusions regarding the Asus EEE Pad Slider. Thank you.